amigos, show with no namers all around the world. Welcome one, welcome all. It's time, folks. So can I get an amen? Now, how about a hallelujah, people? Yeah! Now we're talking. You know what time it is. Time for liftoff. Let's go, baby. 6. Come on, faster, guy.
3,
2, 1.
0.
Ignition. Come on. We know the rest.
Liftoff. 30 minutes.
Let's get going. Pongámonos en marcha. Come on, baby.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats.
And get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no name time.
On radio. Is there an echo here? Here. Let's go. Hello, show with no namers, Vaughn Radio listeners. Welcome aboard. What an amazing show we've got lined up. Fijaos cómo lo pronuncio, lined up. Cojo la D, lo uno con el up. We've got a great show lined up. Por venir, preparado. You want a totally native? We've got a great show in the pipeline. Esa sí que es totally native. Yeah, that's right, folks. We are going to learn, we are going to laugh, we're going to play, and we're going to make the most of every second we've got together with our amigos. Speaking of amigos, you can learn English with all my amigos here on Vaughn Radio. You've got amazing programs that start at the crack of dawn. You can kick off your day with Rob Grams and the Pro Bow Show. You've got Fitz with No Excuses, a master class with the master himself, Fitz. Speaking of the master, we've got Richard Vaughn live. Man, I mean, you know how much classes are with Richard Vaughn? Well, let me tell you something. You can't get them. He's booked. So there you go. They're priceless. And you can get them here every day on Vaughn Radio. The way you can make sure you're always up to date is download our app or follow along wherever you listen to podcasts. And this way you can listen to all your favorite programs, including our latest programs, Speak Up with Ruby. And also, we've got Frankly Speaking with Chris Frank. And speaking of Chris Frank, do you want to have some fun with your fellow students and your teachers? Do you like challenges? Do you like practicing your English? Well, then Vaughn Radio Trivia Night is what you've been looking for. Join us Tuesday, February 4th at 8 p.m. for another Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. Chris Frank, the host of Frankly Speaking, will be hosting this month. So mark your calendars. Tuesday, February 4th at 8 p.m. at the Toast Tap Room in Malasaña, Calle San Vicente Ferrer 33. Join us for another Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. Fun for the whole family. See you there. That's right. I think that's the best way to sum it up. See you there. Ahí nos vemos, amigos. It's Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. It's once a month. It's a really special thing. I can say on behalf of all of us who work at Vaughn Radio, it's a chance to get together with each other in a non-work atmosphere. You know what I mean, where you're having some beers, you're laughing, there's no stress or anything like that. You don't have to get things done. You're just there for a great time. And we love chatting with each other. We love chatting with you as well. So join us for February's upcoming Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. And I know you guys love challenges. You know how I know that? Because you do them every day here on the show with no name. So let's kick off with our first challenge, our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. ¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com. That's right, folks. It is our masters, and you literally have hours left. If you're listening to this live, you have just a few hours until the 31st of January, 2025, and that's when this deal will be over. So take advantage of it. If you're thinking about doing a master's with us, our executive masters in Inglés Profesional, you can do it in person at one of our offices, or you can do it also via video conference from the comfort of your own home. That's up to you. We've got offices in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, Zaragoza. In fact, a shout out to all our people tuning in from those amazing places. Stop by and say hello. Pasaos y pues haznos una visita. Introduce yourself. Preséntate. We'd love to meet you. I know I can say that on behalf of all of us, whether it's our reps in Vigo or Valencia or Zaragoza, wherever, we'd be more than happy to meet you. Stop by. Es el verbo compuesto. Pásate. Stop by. Introduce yourself. Hey, you can start there. Hey, how's it going? My name is Menganito, John Jingleheimer Schmidt. That's my name. And, I'm a Vaughn Radio listener and just wanted to stop by and say hello. That's all. And you can take a look around. Sure, if you'd like, you can ask them, hey, can I see the classrooms? Can I see the material? Whatever. Guys, make yourself at home, como en tu casa. And as I said, if you're thinking about the Masters, now's the time. You've got literally a few hours left. Again, let me say the date. So you will save 500 euros. Okay, that's a lot of cash. 500 euros if you reserve before the 31st of January of 2025. This is the Vaughn Masters. Let me share the link with you. I really think, that's another thing about listening to Vaughn Radio. Of course, we teach you English every day, all day, every day. But also the moment there's a special deal, the moment there's an event, the moment there's anything that's going on in the Vaughn world, you are going to be the first to know. That's right. So, amigos, check it out. Also, remember, we've got our Vaughn Talk Master. There, what you have to do is go to Vaughn Student World. It's an online platform. It's free. Sign up and then download Talkmaster on your phone, and you'll get a free trial for a week. It's English with AI. As I said, I don't know much about AI, so I don't know what the standard is, but I've heard some really good things about it, my amigos. All right, well, in today's pop quiz, we are going to take a look at something from our online bookshop. Also, you can go in person in any of the cities, the aforementioned, antemencionado, is that how you say it? That's a, mira palabrón ahí. The aforementioned cities, aforementioned, right? The aforementioned cities. And, well, you can pick up materials on everything. Phrasal verbs, you can get stuff on grammar, you can get stuff on listening, whatever you need to work on, we've got you covered. And we've even got a lot of fun stuff. Like the other day, we looked at Inglés para viajar, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday. Well, today we're going to look at a fun subject too, and a subject that has a lot to do with business, even if it's not business. I'm talking about none other than el mismísimo sports. Sports are a universal thing. They're something that teach us the making an effort is such a, what that is, playing on a team, being a team player, como decimos. So there's a lot to be learned, and that's why you'll see a lot of parallels between sport and business. And we've got Inglés para el Deporte. That's by Mary Stab. That's awesome. I actually participated in the snowboarding chapter. There's an audio that goes with it, as we'll hear right now. But this isn't from that book, but it's just giving you an example of other materials we have that have to do with sports. And, well, this is about a very popular sport. We're talking about shooting hoops, como se dice coloquialmente. Shooting hoops, which means playing basketball. So let's listen to this little excerpt from Speak Basketball. It's available at Vaughn Tienda. As I said, even if you're not a basketball fan, there's a lot to be learned from all the vocabulary, all the expressions. Again, it deals with press conferences as well, ruedas de prensa, which I think anybody and everybody could use a little help with public speaking. So here it is, Speak Basketball. Pay attention, because afterwards I'll have a couple challenges for you, as always.
Pista 6. Capítulo 1. La pretemporada. Sección técnica. Partes de la cancha.
Parts of the court. Línea de fondo.
Baseline.
Empezar en línea de fondo.
Start on the baseline.
Línea de medio campo.
Half court line.
Corred hasta la línea de medio campo y volved.
Run to the half court line and back.
Línea de tiros libres.
Free throw line.
Daniel lleva 5 de 6 desde la línea de tiros libres.
Daniel is 5 for 6 from the free throw line.
Círculo central.
Center circle.
El círculo central tiene un diámetro de 3,6 metros.
The diameter of the center circle is 3.6 meters.
Línea de 3 puntos.
3-point line.
La línea de 3 puntos está más lejos en la NBA.
The 3-point line is farther in the NBA.
Línea de banda. Línea lateral.
Sideline.
Saca desde la línea de banda.
Inbound the ball from the sideline.
Cancha. Suelo.
Floor.
Túmbate en el suelo.
Lie down on the floor.
Codo de la zona.
Elbow.
No estamos usando suficiente el codo de la zona en ataque.
We aren't using the elbow enough on offense.
Semicírculo.
Restricted area.
No van a pitar falta en ataque si estás en el semicírculo.
They're not going to call an offensive foul if you're in the restricted area.
Perímetro.
Perimeter.
No soy un jugador de perímetro.
I'm not a perimeter player.
Zona. Pintura.
Paint.
No te quedes parado en la zona.
Don't stand on the paint.
Poste alto.
High post.
No estamos viendo a CJ en el poste alto.
We're not seeing CJ in the high post.
Poste bajo.
Low post.
Me encanta jugar en el poste bajo.
I love playing in the low post.
45 grados.
Wing.
Pásasela a 45 grados.
Pass it to the wing.
Esquinas.
Corners.
¿Es importante usar las esquinas en ataque?
It's important to use the corners on offense.
Pista 21. Capítulo 3. En ataque. Conceptos básicos. Sección técnica. Pases.
Passes.
Pase picado.
Bounce pass.
El escolta robó el balón y le dio un pase picado al tráiler para el mate.
The shooting guard stole the ball and threw a bounce pass to the trailer for the dunk.
Pase de pecho.
Chest pass.
El pase de pecho es el pase más usado en el baloncesto.
The chest pass is the most used pass in basketball.
Pase sobre bote.
Off the dribble pass.
El base usó un bote defensivo para protegerse y dio un pase sobre bote al pívot.
The point guard used a defensive dribble to protect himself and threw an off-the-dribble pass to the center.
Pase de cuchara.
Underhand pass.
Solamente los jugadores muy descarados se atreven a usar el pase de cuchara.
Only really bold players dare to use the underhand pass.
Pase por encima de la cabeza.
Overhead pass.
Fue un pase por encima de la cabeza perfecto para el tirador de la esquina.
It was a perfect overhead pass to the shooter in the corner.
Mano a mano.
Handoff.
El pívot esperó al base en el codo de la zona para hacer un mano a mano.
The center waited for the point guard at the elbow to hand it off.
Pase a una mano.
One-handed pass.
Cuando tu defensor te está presionando, es mejor que hagas un pase a una mano.
When your defender is pressing you, it's better if you throw a one-handed pass.
Pase de inicio de contraataque.
Outlet pass.
¡Vamos! Tenemos que ser más rápidos con los pases de inicio de contraataque para coger a la defensa desprevenida.
Come on, we have to be faster with the outlet passes to catch the defense off guard.
Pase entre las piernas.
Between the legs pass.
A los jugadores creativos les encanta hacer pases entre las piernas en los contraataques.
Creative players love to throw between the legs passes on fast breaks.
Pase sin mirar.
No look pass.
Ricky Rubio engañó al defensor con ese pase sin mirar.
Ricky Rubio faked the defender out with that no look pass.
Pase de béisbol.
Baseball pass.
El pívot cogió el rebote y lanzó un pase de béisbol que culminó en una bandeja.
The center grabbed the rebound and threw a baseball pass that resulted in a layup.
Pase de lado a lado.
Skip pass.
Si la defensa está volcada en el lado fuerte, haz un pase de lado a la esquina contraria.
If the defense is overloading the strong side, throw a skip pass to the opposite corner.
Saque de banda. Saque de fondo.
Inbounds pass.
Acordaos de que tenemos que hacer nuestra salida de presión si nos presionan el saque de banda.
Remember, we have to do our press break if they're denying the inbounds pass.
Pase colgado.
Lob.
Él le dio un pase colgado perfecto para el alley-oop.
He threw a perfect lob for the alley-oop.
Pase por detrás de la espalda.
Behind the back pass.
Ella engañó a toda la defensa con ese pase por detrás de la espalda.
She faked the whole defense out with that behind the back pass.
All right, my amigos, there you go. And that's great. I mean, when I'm looking at that and listening to that audio there, and you're hearing words that aren't just used in basketball, like the word baseline, línea de fondo. That's a huge business thing. Referencia. Mira, el ejemplo que ponen aquí in word reference. These sales figures, las cifras de ventas, will be used as the baseline for the company's success in future years. El punto de referencia, estándar, referencia, right? And we saw that with a lot of different things there, a lot of different words that we heard with many, many meanings. And if you're like me, you're always on the lookout. To be on the lookout, estar mirando, buscando You're always on the lookout for double troubles, and there were many of them in there. All right, let's see what we've got for you here in this book. The first one is an idiomatic expression, and it comes from sports, basketball, even hockey. I can tell you hockey ends this way too. So hockey and basketball. Y cuidado, no decimos hockey, sino hockey. Like es una I latina. Say it with me. Hockey. All right, so what is an idiomatic expression that comes from basketball or hockey that means en el último segundo? Okay? O sea, has hecho algo o dejas algo para el último segundo. O sea, you put it off or, figured it out en el último momento, en el último segundo. It's an idiomatic expression that has to do with sports. Here's another one too, and it's interesting because this one, we were just talking about double meanings. This one is also a position. So it's got the position, a basketball position, in the idiomatic expression. Let's see if you're familiar with it. In Spanish, you say pillar desprevenido. Okay? So somebody is unaware, right? But you wouldn't say, I was unaware. Sounds weird. So, me pillaste por sorpresa. Desprevenido. Okay? It says here, agarrar desprevenido. I think I've heard too, pillar a alguien desprevenido. Okay? That is number 2 in today's pop quiz. And the last one, and I'm doing this one on purpose because I want to take a look at some pronunciation here. Also, I want to see if you know the vocabulary. And also, I'm sure everybody has either done this or knows somebody who has done this because it's a very common injury, lesión. And I want you to use it in context, as with every example in our pop quiz every day. Hacerse un esguince. No, en el tobillo. Okay, so hacerse un esguince en el tobillo. You can say me hice, tuve. Hey, I want you to be creative. In fact, here on the show, we applaud creativity. And in fact, I see we've got a lot of amazing students checking in with us in our virtual classroom. We'll be checking in with you folks in a mo. That's another way of saying in a moment. Hey, guys, I love to teach you that totally native stuff. Okay, so we'll be checking in, fichando with you guys in a mo. Y eso es cuando somos super vagos, when we're really, really lazy, and we don't want to say moment, we say a mo. De hecho, ¿sabías? También decimos, give me a sec. Dame un segundo. Because we say a second. So give me a sec. ¿Y sabes si lo dices en plural, cómo suena? Think about it. Give me a couple sex. Oh, yeah, sexo? I know, Alberto. Get your mind out of the gutter. Apúntate esa es una buena expresión. O sea, no siempre piensas en sucio. Get your mind out of the gutter. Saca la mente de la alcantarilla. All right, amigos, we've looked at a lot of idiomatic expressions and vocabulary so far, and we've got a lot more to come because we're going to look at our pop quiz. We're also going to look at today's Say What soundbite, which it's going to be a little bit difficult today. Hey, I forewarned you. Hey, estamos usando mucho eso de fore. I said aforementioned, and then I said to forewarn. And I foresee, preveo, I foresee that maybe we'll see it a little bit more later in the show. So let me remind you guys, the 3 things I want from you today in our pop quiz. 1, an idiomatic expression, and of course, again, use them in context. Number 1, an idiomatic expression en el último segundo. Okay? That's something like, uy, wow. Okay? The next one, pillar a alguien desprevenido, por sorpresa. And number 3, I want you to use this injury that we all know, unfortunately, and it's hacerse un esguince en el tobillo. All right, folks, that's your pop quiz. We have got to go to a quick commercial break right now. But as I said, when we come back, we've got a lot of stuff to do. As always, we're going to take a look at our Say What soundbite. We've got to listen to it 2 times when we come back. I got to tell you this, it might be a little bit tough, but we're going to hear one of the greatest actors ever. Wow, that is a weighty claim. Digo mucho, muy fuerte. One of the greatest actors ever. We'll see if you agree with me or not. All that and much more when we come back. So stick around. Welcome back. Welcome back, amigos. This is part 2 of today's show with no name. As I take a look at the script, we are going to do a lot of stuff today, folks. We're traveling in our spelling bee. Me he vuelto muy americano ahí, ¿eh? Ya sabes, omitimos la G del gerundio. We're going to do, what did I say? We're going to do a lot of traveling in our spelling bee. Oh, hablando de dejar esa G. But I'm telling you, Americans, nobody says, I'm going to the party. I know it's there, and I know if you're going to take a Cambridge exam, you'll have to put that G. But we don't say it, not in my country. And when I say we, I mean most people, right? La mayoría de la gente. In fact, you'll see it in a lot of songs. Ponen el IN y quitan la G y ponen el apóstrofe, right? Crying. Y si no, lo dicen así igual. I was crying when I met you. Now I'm trying to forget you. ¿Le oyes decir la G? Steve Tyler, I was crying when I met you. Crying. No sé si la canción es crying or crying, but guys, remember on this show, you can work on your pronunciation as well. All you have to do is repeat after me, and hopefully you'll be able to do that as well. Also, if you want to work on your speaking once a week, don't forget, we've got our question of the week. You have until the end of the day, Thursday. That's right. So if you're depending when you're listening to this, if it's still Thursday, then you can participate. And this week, I want to know about your first crush. Tu primer enamoramiento. But it doesn't have to be your first high school girlfriend or boyfriend. No, it can be like, the teacher, or, it can be a celebrity crush. Be creative. The idea is to express yourself in English. And as I said, I can help you and guide you. And of course, we're also helping the other students. So it's a great way to make sure you practice speaking every single week. If you're not taking advantage of this awesome initiative, well, I don't know what to tell you. But great job, I should say, to everybody who participates every week. You can tell. Se nota. You can tell. It's obvious. So great job. I should say ladies, because most of the time it's ladies that are participating. So if you want to participate, you've got till the end of the day every Thursday. And this week's question is, tell us about your first crush. And we'll look at vocabulary, idiomatic expressions. And as I said, I can even help you with your pronunciation. Or say, mira, esta palabra es muy formal, es mejor usar esta. Things like that. Things that if I didn't hear you speak, maybe I wouldn't know. I couldn't, sometimes I can foresee. Hablando, mira, te he dicho que for iba a surgir otra vez. Sometimes I can foresee, prever your mistakes. And other times I'm like, oh, I didn't think that would be confusing. You see? So that's why it's important, too, for you guys to do your part, because maybe there's something I missed. I'm like, claro, ellos no ponen preposición en español. Entonces, claro, muchos se van a equivocar aquí. And that's great, because the more you're aware of these mistakes, the more you can avoid them. All right, my amigos, what are we going to do now? We've got to do our Say What soundbite. So everybody listen carefully. This is our Say What soundbite for the first time. As I said, it's going to be a little bit challenging today, but hopefully somebody will be able to figure it out. Remember, you've got 4 chances. Jot down what you hear. Here it is for the first time.
Leave the ball, will you, George? Thank you. Huddle up. See what kind of hand I've been dealt here. 7 players, that it?
All right, there you go. So some parts are pretty clear. I hear a ball. Does anybody hear a ball in there? It's funny because we are looking at Speak Basketball in today's pop quiz. So is that a coincidence? I don't know. Hey, wait. What's going on? Hey, guys, this is not a gym. This is a studio. Shoot hoops somewhere else. Come on, guys. Scram. Beat it. Scram is lárgate, fuera, arrea, scram. Beat it. Come on, guys. I know we're speaking basketball, but that doesn't mean we're going to start a game right here in the middle of the radio show. We're in the middle of our Say What soundbite. We'll shoot some hoops later on. All right, let me give it to you a second time. And good luck. As I said, today's going to be extra challenging. IMO, in my opinion. But we shall see. Here it is for the second time.
Leave the ball, will you, George? Thank you. Huddle up. See what kind of hand I've been dealt here. 7 players, that it?
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola de 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the Shit. What? Wait. Tell me you've got my latest book. This Book is the Shit. You have it? All right, good. Just want to make sure you've got that book because we made it with a lot of TLC, tender loving care, ese toque de cariño. Speaking of TLC, we've got some new materials too. Don't forget, you've got Richard Vaughn's autobiography. Also, we've got a new book, 365 días de wellness e inglés. Both of those books, all three, I should say, because mine too. This Book is the Shit, available at Vaughn Tienda. That's right, folks. So check it out online, vaughantienda.com, and you can pick up all kinds of materials for all levels, even online courses. So whatever you're looking for, whatever your budget, we've got you covered. If you're looking for a deal, then you're looking for our masters. But remember, you've got until the 31st of January 2025 to take advantage of this killer deal. Este ofertón where you save $500. That is astounding. All right, folks, let's take a look at who's with us in our virtual classroom over here. I see a lot of familiar names and faces. All right, I'm lying. I can't see your faces, but I see them in my mind, though. David's in the house. David says, good morning, Alberto and mates. Good morning, David. It's great to have you with us here on the show. Front row center. Ahí le tenemos a pie del cañón. Front row center. All right, there's lovely Laura. What's up, Laura? How's it going? Bringing a little bit of her extra special magic, which, by the way, loving the Italian section because it's a chance to look at idiomatic expressions in English and Italian while looking at other basic concepts to help anybody who can read Italian, but not really. But el momento que sabes que esto es este sonido, it makes life a little bit easier, and we can stop mispronouncing things. So awesome job, awesome contributions. Also, Laura has sent me some double troubles that we'll be seeing as well. They are in the pipeline, para usar esta expresión de nuevo. Laura says, good morning, lovely show with no-namers. Here we are, tickled pink. Encantadísimos. Guys, we literally looked at this a day or two ago, and there Laura is practicing it, reviewing it, and also making sure she's using it correctly, which in fact she is. To be tickled pink. Great job. I remember we looked at it in our double trouble. We said, I have pink eye. I'm not exactly tickled pink right now. No estoy encantadísimo. So here we are, tickled pink, with our thinking hats on and ready to learn. Thinking, I don't know, I've never heard thinking hats, pero sí que lo he oído con thinking cap. Okay, and to put on your thinking cap is listos para pensar, no? So great idiomatic expression. Maybe it's totally British. Put on your thinking hats, children. So we say in the States, and I remember my teacher saying this when I was a kid. That's why I just said children. So this is an old school idiom that's still used. So we need to put on our thinking caps. Nos tenemos que poner las gorras de pensar. O sea, ahora toca pensar, averiguar. Excellent, Laura. Off to an awesome start. Great to have you with us. There's Born to Iron Man, and he says, what's crack-a-lackin', folks? Totally slang. I love it, though. I wouldn't say that in a job interview. What's crack-a-lackin'? But here, with me, with your friend, of course. What's up, Born to Iron Man? Great to have you with us. As always, I know you are up for all the challenges we've got for you today. There's Chris Valrol to complete our holy trinity. And Chris says, morning, folks. Another glorious morning together. Chris, you've got the right attitude. You've got the right mindset. And with that, you can conquer the world. I love it, folks. Awesome. All right, let's see. We've got Laura participating in today's pop quiz. She says he managed to. Now, guys, this is another reason I love this. If you have not incorporated managed to in your vocabulary in English, pues estás perdiendo algo ahí. ¿Por qué? Porque se usa bastante. En español también, ¿no? ¿Cómo conseguiste eso? Bueno, conseguí hacer eso. Manage to slip this into your vocabulary, all right? Consigue hacerlo. Manage to do it because we use it a lot. And be careful, it's not manage. I want everybody to say it aloud with me. No manage, manage. Great, Laura. Already setting a wonderful example. He managed to, fíjate también, no digo to. How did you manage to do that? ¿El to es importante en esta frase? No, absolutamente no. So how did you manage to do that? Well, I managed to talk to the owner and he let us in through the back door. Right? Managed to. Great stuff, Laura. I've read 2 words and I'm already impressed. He managed to stop the car in the nick of time and avoided the accident. Great. In the nick of time. Justo a tiempo. In the nick of time. All right, the next one. You caught me off guard there. I haven't a clue. Great. Another way we say it too. I haven't the foggiest. Esto es una expresión. No tengo ni idea. I haven't, no es vulgar, en inglés al menos. So, I haven't the foggiest idea, o directamente, I haven't the foggiest. Que yo no tengo ni idea. Ni la más remota, I think you say, right? So, excellent vocabulary. You caught me off guard. To catch someone off guard. Cuidado con la pronunciación aquí también. No es caught, it's caught. Say it with me, caught. Okay, I got caught when I bought something I thought I fought for. Ya se me están acabando los thoughts, pensamientos. Are you seeing a pattern? Caught, bought, fought, thought, ought. That's the sound. That's the sound you need to replicate every time you see the O-U-G-H-T and the A-U-G-H-T. So you caught me off guard there. I haven't a clue. Great job. And the last one, she has a sprained ankle and she won't be able to compete today. Yes. You could also say, it's totally correct, Laura, but just to give you another option, she sprained her ankle. So we can empezar directamente, en vez de tiene, usarlo como verbo. Did you sprain your ankle? Yeah, I sprained my ankle. Ahora, dime esta frase. Mi tío se hizo un esguince en el tobillo. I know what you're thinking right now. Yeah, it's not that painful. My uncle, mira que no abro la boca. You can watch the video here. My uncle, apenas. My uncle sprained his ankle. Ahí abro. My uncle sprained his ankle. Sprained is, me como la H de his. Did your uncle sprain his ankle? Yeah, my uncle sprained his ankle. All right. Well, Laura, what can I say? Except you rocked it. All right, Chris Valrol says, I arrived there in the nick of time. Great job. And she says, I was caught off guard when he told me he sprained his ankle. Perfect, Chris. Short and sweet, and you used them perfectly. I arrived there in the nick of time. I was caught off guard when he told me he sprained his ankle. I liked, Chris, that you used it as a verb as well. So great job. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man taking a stab at today's pop quiz. He says Michael Jordan. Oh, that's the name right there. Michael Jordan is the player who's got the most buzzer beaters. Buzzer beater winners. 9. Oh, okay, so he won the game. Gotcha. Buzzer beater winners. Because to beat is vencer, ganar. So I was like, espera, beater, winner. Yeah, perfect. That works.
Of course, that's why he's the greatest. Yeah, James who? What's his? I love this guy, LeBron. He's like, I'm the next Michael. I'm Michael Jordan. Shh, shh, shh. Be quiet, guy. Be quiet. There's a buzzer. In fact, so an expression too that nobody has said yet, at the buzzer. Man, we really solved that at the buzzer. Lo solucionamos en el último segundo. It was a buzzer beater. Pues piénsalo, es lo mismo. Viene a decir que ganamos. No, lo hicimos antes. Lo ganamos, lo vencimos. So there you go. Great job. 9. Whoa, look at that. We're even getting some basketball stats. Remember, in English, we say statistics. In Spanish, it's estadística, ¿no? Con una D. Lo sé porque yo siempre decía estadística. And no, it's estadística in Spanish. And in English, sí que es una T. All right, let's see. The next one. Sometimes AA throws us a curveball and we don't know how to get out of it. And to throw somebody a curveball, great one. Comes from baseball. Lanzártelo con efecto. O sea, no sabes de dónde viene. Te pilla por sorpresa. Excellent. See, guys, it's a great one, and it's used all the time, even though it's not a basketball one. It's a very, very common sports idiomatic expression. So, to throw somebody a curveball, and we don't know how to get out of it. No sabemos salir de ello. And the last one, he says, sprains are really common among athletes. Great. Well, not great, unfortunately. But, right, you can sprain your wrist. Right? Your wrist is your muñeca. So tiene una W muda. Okay, so wrist. You can, I think one of the most common sprains is an ankle. What else can you sprain you can sprain your foot? I don't know. Hey, that's an interesting. Hey, I'm curious now. Oh, well, I can also ask Google here. Let's see. Different kinds of sprains. Oh, no, this is, okay. Well, you know what's happening here? It's telling me the different, a grade 1 sprain, mild with damage to the, areas of the body. I think it misunderstood my question. Okay, ankle and wrist, knee, also finger sprains. Okay. I think the most common are maybe ankle and wrist. Obviously, it depends on the sport. But remember, I think the reason ankle sprains are so common is because, think about it, everybody walks. So if you step wrong, or if you're hiking, or if you slip, you can sprain your ankle. You don't have to be an athlete to sprain your ankle or your wrist, you know. I know sometimes I even sleep sometimes on my wrist, and I'm like, oh man, my wrist is sore. Dolorido. So those are the most common: ankles, wrist, knee, and finger sprains. All right. See, we're learning a little bit about sprains here as well. Let's see. Laura has got something to say about today's Say What soundbite. Let's see. Laura says, I heard an audio speech from an American movie in which the coach of a basketball team is asking the players to huddle up to give them a pep talk. All right, Laura, what you just proved is it's not as hard as I thought. Wow. I thought, you know what? And I don't underestimate you guys. You know I don't. But I didn't think you were going to get that much, but that is spot on. You nailed it. Like Rob Graham says, you're killing it. You're killing it. Great job, Laura. That's the gist of it, and there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to get it, all of it, the whole text. So great job, Laura, as always. Chris Valrol says, I heard an American man, and it's from a movie. He is American, so good observation. The typical scene where some characters play and have a talk. That's right. So this would be a pep talk, or it could be a timeout, right? A lot of times, if it's during the game, it's during a timeout or during the halftime. No, el descanso and halftime. So it depends on what time, but that's a great one to look at, right? Laura used the word apiñarse, hacer piña. So that's a great word we're going to learn over here. Oh, what? It's not to make pineapple? No. I remember the first time I heard it. It was filming with Aprende Inglés TV. And the guy's like, sí que hacemos, nosotros sí hacemos piña. I'm like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? They're obsessed with pineapples, these guys. You know, pineapple, la fruta. I'm like, what the fuck? And finally, I just asked him. I said, what is this hacer piña thing? He goes, we make a team. We get together. I'm like, okay, all right. And then, and let me explain something. These are the days before you had Google, on your phone. I think I had a BlackBerry, a basic BlackBerry at that point. I mean, I could look it up, but it wasn't as common. You used your phone more as a phone and to send text messages or Messenger. I know BlackBerry Messenger. I remember that was a pretty popular one. So she says, I heard an American man. It's from a movie. The typical scene where some characters play and have a talk. Absolutely, that talk is a pep talk. A really easy way to remember that. Pep Guardiola, ¿no? Y es esta charla, vamos, una charla motivadora, a pep talk. And pep means energy in English. Okay, so if you think about it, you put it all together, the idea behind it is an energetic talk. All right, well, I've got to say, I thought it was going to give you more trouble than it did. I am impressed, and it just teaches me I should not underestimate my students. Folks, we have got to go to a quick commercial break. It's halftime. Hablando de deportes. We'll be right back with much more Show with No Name. So stick around. Hey, amigos! Welcome back. Welcome back to the Show with No Name here on Vaughn Radio. A couple things. Remember, we've got a €500 discount right now in our Executive Master in Inglés Profesional. You can do that in person or via video conference, whatever works for you. You're going to save €500 if you sign up before. Don't do it at the buzzer, para usar la expresión. Do it today. You've only got a few hours until the 31st of January, 2025. Well, it's really important I say that date. And since you could hear this in the future, I always say the year. If you want to save €500 on our very popular Masters program, contact us right away. Don't put it off. No lo aplaces. And you could save €500 if you sign up before January 31st, 2025. Also, remember, we've got brand new materials at our Vaughn Tienda. We're always producing new materials, and they all come with audio. In fact, some even come with video. You've got 365 días de wellness e inglés. And that's, man, you want to talk about a complete material. Video, audio, you work on your English, you work on your fitness, you work on your mindset and your nutrition. And yes, they're all linked. Sí que están vinculados. Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. All right, my amigos. Well, we've got a lot of stuff to cover here in the second half of the show. So let's kick things off with today's homophones on the Show with No
name.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
Show with no name. That's right, folks. This is where we take a look at some tricky words. Words that usually make my students scratch their heads a bit and say, oh, how do I say this one? Oh. Or ones that I've heard mispronounced incorrectly year after year after year in my 20 years of experience. Remember, I've got 20 years of experience under my belt. Buenísima expresión. Under my belt. Lo aprendí el año pasado en español. En mi haber. Si no me equivoco, eh? You guys correct. When I say something wrong in Spanish, feel free to correct me because like you guys, I'm working towards perfection. But shut up, Alberto. Perfection doesn't exist. The fuck is perfection? What does that mean? We're working on getting better, on improving and enjoying the process. That right there is the secret. And you guys got it. That's why you're making so much progress, because you're enjoying it. You're enjoying the ride. You're making the most of it. You're making friends as well. And who doesn't like to make friends who have similar interests, you know? And I think that's one of the greatest things about Vaughn Radio and what we do here. We're always bringing people together, whether it's at one of our Vaughn towns or something like that. People are coming together. Initially because of English, but then who knows? You find that you have other interests in mind. And yes, even love interests. We've had a lot of couples come out of Vaughn. So it's a family, sometimes even incestuous. All right, let's take a look at these words. In fact, speaking of incestuous, the first word is genes. Genes, those things that your family passed down to you, right? Genes is the word, okay? Genes. So genes de singular, yo te estoy pidiendo el plural. Tienen los genes de su padre o de su madre, por ejemplo. Okay? It's a unit of DNA. You say ADN, we say DNA. We looked at that the other day when we talked about ICU, the intensive care unit. So genes, tiene los genes de su padre. And we'll look at other uses of it, but they're all associated with it. But I can give you, like, como decir, el acervo génico o el pool. Eso es un anglicismo ahí, eh? Also, there's not too much else there. Yeah, there's not too much else there. So, yes, gene, okay? It's a biological term from biology, and that is genes, the plural, genes. And the second one, vaqueros. No, not cowboys. I mean, los pantalones. The ones that are made of denim. And do you know why they're called denim, the material? Denim. Nîmes is a place in France. De, belonging to, denim. What? Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Now, hey, guys, if you didn't know that, it means you haven't listened to the FYI episode on jeans. And remember, you can find my weekly podcast, FYI, wherever you get your Vaughn podcasts. So check it out. We look at different topics. We look at verbs and all that jazz. All right, first word, genes. Second word is vaqueros. All right, also, what have we got to do? Oh, I've got to give you today's Say What soundbite for the third time. So everybody jot this down.
Leave the ball, will you, George? Thank you. Huddle up. Let's see what kind of hand I've been dealt here. 7 players, that it?
¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. Y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés.
That's right, amigos. Weekend Town. Take advantage of this new initiative. For those of you who are interested in Vaughan Town, but it's hard to get away for a week, this is the perfect solution. You've got a weekend of immersion and of memories, recuerdos, that will last a lifetime. As I said, we're not just teaching English here. I feel like we're also bringing people together, and we've been doing that even before I was at this company. I think Richard, that's part of his ethos, right? His ethos. How do you say ethos in Spanish? Seguro que ethos, valores, ética, comportamiento, right? So, hey, I had a feeling that word was like a Latin-based word. All right, let's take a look at the words in today's homophones over here. The first person to take a stab at it is Chris Valrol, and the words are correct. And she says they could be homophones. So you're on the fence, Chris. Because they could be, means puede que sean. You haven't really given me an answer. They could be, I guess, in a perfect world. Well, what's the condition? What's the condition then? They could be, I guess, if you want them to be. Let's see, Laura. Laura, she's not sitting on the fence here. She says they sound alike. Open water, swi. Te corta el nombre ahí. Says, well, the first word está escrita mal. Okay, te falta una E. And I think they're not homophones. Pues no sé por qué lo has escrito mal. Entonces no puedo juzgar el tuyo. First things first. We got to make sure the words are spelled correctly. Because a lo mejor tienes razón, pero no es la misma palabra que digo yo. You see what I mean? So, Born to Iron Man. Born to Iron Man gives us both words. And he says they sound alike. Well, Chris, I know you trust these people with your life. I mean, I know that for a fact. So, do you trust them now? Well, you should. Because they are homophones. Yeah. All right. Yeah. The first word is jeans, right? Jeans. The second word, jeans. Ahora, la primera se escribe G-E-N-E-S. Okay, in English, G-E-N-E-S. And the second one is J-E-A-N-S, Jeans, which I know you've seen, at least that second word, I know you've seen it before. And I always, when people say, he has his father's jeans, Levi's. Los Levis de su padre. ¿Ves? Ese chiste no funciona en español. He has, well, tell him to give them back. Que los devuelva a su padre, sus vaqueros. He has, yes. Well, hey, if you remember that corny joke, well, you'll always remember that the word jeans and jeans, genes versus vaqueros, sound exactly the same. Just remember the joke. He has lo típico. He has his mother's jeans. Well, what is he doing with his mother's jeans? Tell him to give them back to her, right? Que los devuelva. Silly, goofy joke. But if it helps you remember that these two words are in fact homophones, well, we'll take it. So wonderful job to Laura, born to Iron Man, and Chris, who says they could be. Well, they are. They are. Chris, and there you go. Today's homophone section. It's time to move on, though, because we've got our most daunting challenge on the show, our spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
All right, amigos, welcome to our spelling bee here on the show with no name. And as I told you, today we are going on a trip. And where are we going? Well, we're going to my country. That's right. But we're not going, para usar vocabulario nativo, but we're not going to my neck of the woods. ¿Entendisteis? Pues vamos a mi país. We're going to my country, esa parte fácil. But we're not going to my neck of the woods. No vamos a mi zona. Okay, no vamos a donde estoy yo. All right, so is everybody ready? As you know, I am gonna fly. I mean, really, because I've noticed that lately, usually two or three of you are getting it on the first go. So that tells me two things. A, you guys kick freaking ass. And B, I've got to pick up the pace. Subir el ritmo. Yeah, I've got to raise the bar, as we say. Subir el listón. Hey, we're looking at a lot of sports expressions today, and the basketball ones were planned, but all the other ones weren't. So, all right, here we go, amigos. Let's capitalize the first letter of every word, and we're off. The first one is CHINATOWN. The next one is HAIGHT-ASHBURY. The next one is FISHERMAN' space WHARF. The fourth one is TENDERLOIN. The fifth one, TELEGRAPH space HILL. The last one is PACIFIC space HEIGHTS. ¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant!
It is brilliant, and you can do it at any of our centers, whether it's Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, or Zaragoza. Either way, if you want more information, the best thing to do is follow us on social media. Whatever platform you're on, we're there. So follow us, whether that's YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, Instagram, and all the rest of them. All right, let's see. It looks like I've got some participation here. I can't believe it. Seriously? I really don't think I can go any faster. Like, I literally had to strategically take breaths to get through that. And I know about breath support. Breath support is something they teach you when you're studying the performing arts, right? And you have to know breath support is being able to say long sentences and taking breaths at the right moment and being able to speak on those breaths. It's really important if you need to conserve your voice, like myself, somebody who works with their voice. You got to take really good care of it. And in acting, interpretación, we don't call it your voice. We call it your instrument. Think about that. It's not your voice. They never called it your voice. They said, you got to take care of your instrument. And, well, it's true. It's true. All right, let's take a look over here. The first person to take a stab at it is Born to Iron Man. Let's see if, aside from speed, he's also got accuracy. The first one is correct, sir. The second one is also correct. The third one's perfect. So is the fourth one. The fifth one is great. And I can't freaking believe it. He's also gotten the sixth one. Hallelujah. Jeez, man. And it looks like Chris Van Rol, in fact, at the same time, I'm looking at it, it says 1140, both of you at the same time. What? I thought I was up in the ante. I thought I was raising the bar here, and you're still, wow, okay. I'm going to do it in tomorrow's. I'm doing in my Alvin and the Chipmunk voice. Alvin, Simon, Theodore, dude. Wow, excellent job. I'm just going to take a quick look at yours, Chris. Yes, perfect. Born to Iron Man and Chris on the first go. Go make a cup of tea. I'm going to do round 2 right now at a more doable pace. Un ritmo más asequible para todos, incluso yo. All right, the first one is CHINATOWN. The second one is HAIGHT-ASHBURY. The third one is FISHERMAN' space WHARF. The fourth one, TENDERLOIN. The fifth one is TELEGRAPH space HILL. And the sixth one is PACIFIC space HEIGHTS. Great job again, and I see we've got some more students figuring it out. Laura, great job. All right. Well, yes, as Born to Iron Man just pointed out, he says, do you know, friends, my wife and I visited San Francisco last October. It was awesome. In fact, I do remember that, Born to Iron Man. And yes, this is neighborhoods, barrios. Be careful here. I've had students mix up neighbor, vecino, with neighborhoods. Okay, so neighborhood, vecindario, neighbor, vecino, persona. Okay, so be careful. I've heard quite a few, bastantes, con ese. And so maybe, I believe, Born to Iron Man, you could probably teach us a thing or two about these neighborhoods in San Francisco, because the last time I was there was, I can tell you when it was, because I went to the Coachella music festival before it was trendy. Yeah, I'm that cool. No, I'm kidding. Well, I'm not kidding that I went to the festival, but I went out to the festival in Indio, California. Indio. O sea, todo ahí. No tienes que hablar inglés para entender los nombres de los sitios. De hecho, te vas a reír de cómo lo pronunciamos nosotros. Colorado. Colorado. No, Colorado. So, yes, Yerba Buena, or as an American would say, Yerba Buena, was renamed San Francisco, California. That happened today in 1847. In fact, one of my best friends is from San Francisco. Some people call it Frisco. Some people call it San Fran. But what I understand is that's only people who don't live there. Yeah. What I understand is the Frisco thing and the San Fran thing, that's outsiders who call it like that. So, number one, Chinatown. This is one of the biggest Chinatowns in all of the United States. And remember, New York's is huge. For being such a small area, it's concentrated. New York, as you remember, many of you who have been there, it is a vertical city, right? Whereas cities such as Los Angeles, San Francisco, they're more horizontal. I'm not saying they don't have vertical growth, but really they grow outwards instead of upwards. So Chinatown, and of course, think about it. What's next there? You got the Pacific and you're off to Asia. It's not that close, but you catch my drift. So Chinatown. Number two, Haight-Ashbury. I guess you couldn't talk about the 60s and the counterculture and the hippie movement and the Grateful Dead and all of that aspect, the psychedelic years, without talking about Haight-Ashbury. And yeah, the pronunciation is como odio, right? So si dices, I hate Haight-Ashbury. Actually, I remember driving around Haight-Ashbury and thinking, honestly, it was a bit run down, okay? When something is run down, it's dilapidated, está decaído, no, it's not really. It's like a rundown hotel is destrozado un poco. I guess also I wasn't there in its heyday. And, I like to study about that time, but I don't want to be surrounded by drugs and drug addicts. That's not what I'm looking for. So I guess I just imagined, there would be all these hippie musicians playing on their stoops en sus escaleras ahí de la casa, and that's not what it was. I was like, let's lock the car doors. Again, this is coming from New York, not from a little town. So Haight-Ashbury, famous/infamous. The Fisherman's Wharf. This is great. I recommend you get the bread bowl with clam chowder. Eso es un bol de pan, hecho de pan, con la sopa dentro. Oh, it's delicious. Tenderloin. This is a very dangerous neighborhood. I've heard Tenderloin. Usually when you hear that word, you think, oh man, tenderloin. All right, well, we've got to look at the last two after this quick commercial break. I can't believe it, folks. Time flies when you're having fun, so stick around. Hello, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with No Name here on Von Radio. You guys are doing a wonderful job. Keep it up. And don't forget to stay tuned, because right after today's show, you've got Jimena Holiday and Test Your English. After that, you've got Rob and Andy and the Lunchtime Show. A bit of banter, cha-cha-da. After that, Speak Up with Ruby. Followed by Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. Then you can get wacky. You can get kooky, una palabra que vimos la semana pasada, with Dave Boys. In the salad, chiflado, he's kooky. He's creepy and he's kooky, mysterious and spooky. The Boys family. Do-do-do-do. Dave, don't kill me. I was just kidding. You're not creepy, but you are kooky. That's Dave Boys and the Salad. Another great friend of mine, Kyle Miller, hosting Drive Time to get you home from work in style. With Kyle. Hey, that's a good name. Going home in style with Kyle. And then you've got Chris Frank. Frankly Speaking, he's hosting our upcoming trivia night. I know you've already marked your calendars and that you'll be there hanging out with us, having the time of our lives. And I never feel like this before. Yes, I swear it's the truth. Folks, it's time for today's double trouble. Yeah.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
All right, amigos, welcome to today's Double Trouble. And believe it or not, this has something to do with sports as well. Wow. Didn't I say before, business, life, there's a certain element where it kind of overlaps, se solapa, it overlaps with business and life. You know, we learn essential life skills through doing sports, right? Aside from staying healthy, right? So good luck. Good luck. We'll see if you can figure out today's double trouble. ¿No crees que es raro que lo hizo contra todo pronóstico? Okay. ¿No crees que es raro que lo hizo contra todo pronóstico? You've got to use the same word twice, as you know. So the second part is an idiomatic expression. The first part is an adjective. So, ¿no crees que es raro que lo hizo contra todo pronóstico? That's today's double trouble. If you can figure it out, answer in the comments and we'll take a look at your answer in just a moment. We've got to listen to our Say What soundbite, folks. This is the fourth and final listen. Let's hope somebody can get it.
Leave the ball, will you, George? Thank you. Huddle up. Let's see what kind of hand I've been dealt here. 7 players, that it?
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughntown, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town. Lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town.
More information about Vaughn Town, Weekend Town, our masters, which I can't give you too many more reminders because the deadline is right around the corner. So if you're toying with the idea of taking a master's, don't waste any more time. Don't do it at the buzzer, because if you do it before the 31st of January 2025, you're going to save 500 euros. So go to our website, grupovaughn.com, and find out more. Or if you want to ask any questions, you can do that also by reaching out on social media. All right, let's see some comments over here. Okay, Laura says, don't you think it's odd he did it against all odds? Yes. I think it's a song too, right? Phil Collins. So take a look at me now. It's just an empty space. I think the name of that song is not Take a Look at Me Now, which it should be. But I think the name of the song is Against All Odds. And what does this have to do with sports? Well, betting, cuando apuestan, what are the odds? The odds are 28-4. No, de 28-4 es el pronóstico, no lo que se gana. Se paga 28 a estos, right? That's the odds, the betting odds. Okay. So also odd is weird, strange. Oh, that's odd. He's been acting very odd. It's not odd, it's odd. That's the sound that O makes. He's been acting quite odd. Yeah. He doesn't use even numbers. He only uses odd numbers. Impares. So there's another one too. Even numbers, pares, 2, 4, 6, 8. Impares, or nones, as they say in Almeria, pares and nones. Well, that's 3, 5, 7, right? So that could have been a triple trouble, but I didn't want to drive you too crazy. So don't you think it's odd he did it against all odds? Great job, Laura. Let's see. Open Water says, don't you think it's odd that he did it against all odds? Great. Chris Valrol as well. Born to Iron Man. So take a look at me now. Let's see. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner in today's Say What soundbite. Please give it up for your classmate, Laura. Great job. Chris, stop reading my mind. I'm sure we said it at the same time. That reminds me of an old song by Phil Collins, Against All Odds. There you go. Also, we use it too in this way. What are the odds of you being here? ¿No? ¿Qué es la probabilidad? Right? La casualidad. So excellent job. I've got to say, you guys are knocking it out of the park today. Another expression that has to do with sports. All right. So let's take a look too. We had 2 more neighborhoods. We said Tenderloin. That one doesn't have the best reputation. It's known as a sketchy area. Sketchy, shady, dodgy, oscuro, right? Would be a good way to say that. Now, the next area, Telegraph Hill, that's a nicer area. And that's interesting because one thing about San Francisco is that you've got a lot of contrasts. Like you've got some of the most expensive real estate in the world, right? Terreno, in the world. But then also in the downtown area, you've also got some of the biggest homeless problems and drug problems in the whole world. So it's I remember the image of San Francisco has changed quite a bit. I can tell you that since when I was a kid, everyone was like, San Francisco is the place. And I know a lot of people who don't feel safe there. Again, born to Iron Man, I imagine too. You didn't go off the beaten path. No vas a deambular mucho, especially, a place that you're not familiar with, or, a hotel tell you to, don't go near that street. There are a lot of, even if it's not dangerous, you don't want beggars, no gente mendigante. It's just, okay, it's a part of life. Yeah, I don't want to ignore it, but also, I don't want to be, like I said before, I wanted to see Haight-Ashbury. I didn't want to be around drugs and drug addicts and drug deals. No, so it wasn't what I was looking for. So on paper, it's nice. Oh, the 60s, free love. And then when you get there, you're like, oh, wow, I see a lot of people just burnt out, quemados, right? So Telegraph Hill. And then you've got Pacific Heights. That was our 6th and final neighborhood in San Francisco. Again, San Francisco is an amazing place. It's definitely a great place, but it's changed a lot. The image of San Francisco that we have as Americans, I'm not even talking about the outside world. Well, let's put it this way. A lot of people are saying that they've fallen from grace as a city. Ha caído mucho, ha perdido mucho as a city. Because, well, what is a community? A community, a city is a community, supposedly, and a community takes care of its other community members, right? So, yeah, interesting. I can't say it. I just know what I read. But also, I've talked to people as well. But you can't believe everything you hear, and you can't believe everything you read. Look, Born to Iron Man went, and he said he didn't have any problems. He had a great time. Now, also, I imagine he wasn't walking down a street that was a crack den, or, what is this drug that they're all doing now? Well, doesn't matter. You catch my drift. All right, amigos, I know what time it is. I think you know what time it is, too. It's time for Name That Movie. Name That Movie. Yes. All right, my amigos, it's Name That Movie, where we take a look at an excerpt from a movie. We take a look at the synopsis, and we'll extract some English from it, even from the title sometimes as well. All right, I'm going to leave out a word. Voy a omitir una palabra because then I'm going to give it away. Te lo soplo, si no. All right, so I think it'll be pretty easy to figure out which one it is, though. U.S. Olympic wrestling champions and brothers Mark Schultz and Dave Schultz join Team Paco. I'm changing that name. It's not Team Paco. Led by eccentric or odd, podríamos usar la palabra ahí, odd, led by eccentric or odd multimillionaire John DuPont. As they entrenan, for the 1988 Olympic Games in Seoul, South Korea. Y sabes, you say Seoul, if I'm not mistaken, pues nosotros se escribe S-E-O-U-L, sin embargo se dice igual que alma. I left my soul in Seoul, igual. So this was in Seoul, South Korea. And but John's self-destructive behavior, creo que queda claro, autodestructivo, threatens to consume them all. Amenaza con consumirles a todos. Okay? So, let's see. Born to Iron Man says, yes, fentanyl. That's the one I was talking about. Me sorprende. It's crazy. Born to Iron Man. You can put the word fentanyl, but Laura can't put the word God. Okay, YouTube. Sounds good. We got it. Loud and clear. You can talk about drugs. No religion, though. So, fentanyl. And he says, we were warned not to move around some areas. I imagine. I mean, because one thing is what people tell you. One thing is what you read. And another thing is seeing videos. Everybody has phones now. So somebody goes to downtown San Francisco and they pull out their phone and it looks like fucking 28 days later. And that Unfortunately, that's the same in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, that's the same in a lot of other big cities as well, including Los Angeles. So very, very, very sad. Very sad. So let's see. Over here, we've got Chris says it's hits and flops. Hits and flops? No, I like the name of it. This is Foxcatcher. The movie Foxcatcher. Maybe in Spanish they called it hits and flops, maybe. Foxcatcher. This is a tough movie to watch. I remember sitting through it and being like, whoa, this is, it was a drama, definitely a dramatic film, a little bit dark. And it stars Steve Carell. Steve Carell, funny guy, but in this film, he's not playing a funny character. He's playing the eccentric or oddball millionaire. Then you've got Channing Tatum and Mark Ruffalo as well. So those are the three stars. The movie came out in 2014. And yes, in English, it's called Foxcatcher because that is the, Foxcatcher is the name of the team that they were playing on. Again, maybe in Spanish, it was golpes y caídas. I don't know, maybe. In English, por eso no dije Team Foxcatcher. Atrapa zorros. All right, let's take a look at the scene here. This is Mark's first meeting with the odd millionaire. And John says, you look good. You look strong. Fit. And careful with this one. Fit es en forma, pero también es buenorro. The British say, oh, she's fit, mate. No significa que está en forma. Significa que está buena. Okay? Now, this is an American movie, so I imagine he means en forma. Okay? Porque eso es más británico. Aunque se entiende en Estados Unidos por el contexto. Context is always key. So then Mark says, thank you, sir. And John says, feeling confident? ¿Te sientes confiado? And Mark nods, yes. Buena palabra aquí. To nod es mover la cabeza. So you can nod yes. You can nod no. You can nod to the music as well, right? So he nods yes. And John says, that's one of the most important elements of entering a match is feeling the confidence. Knowing that you're going to win, feeling it inside. If you go to a match, that's weird, knowing you're going to win that match, odds are, mira el odds, la probabilidades, the odds are you're going to win that match. You're training with your brother, Dave. And he says, yes, sir, sí. Senor. All right, my amigos, time to move on. We've got a birthday party to attend. That's right, amigos. It's famous birthday trivia here on the show with no name. The first person was in the group Genesis, but he also made a huge career as a solo artist with songs such as I Can Feel It Coming in the Air Tonight. And also, Take a Look at Me Now. Oh, by the way, the name of the song is Against All Odds, Take a Look at Me Now. So, mira, al final el tío dijo, bueno, si la gente lo va a llamar Take a Look at Me Now, pues ahí se llama. Also, oh, think twice. It's just another day for you and me in paradise. And oh, yes, I wish it would rain. I mean, the guy had huge hits and then he disappeared. All right, number 2. This person, she's an actress, an English actress, a dame, una señora le han hecho. She's been in so many movies. She comes from a family of actors as well. She has won the Triple Crown. The Triple Crown, which is the Tony, the Academy Award, and the Oscar. So we're talking about an amazing actress. And again, a British actress. She was in Blow Up, Camelot, Mission Impossible, Foxcatcher. What? Yeah, Foxcatcher. The one that we were looking at in today's Name That Movie. And last but not least, this guy's first name is Gene. Yeah, well, we looked at that word too in homophones. Gene. Gene, hombre con trucos. Right? Because, bueno, trucos de casa. His last name means that. And his first name is Gene, an amazing actor. He's been in so many movies: The Unforgiven, Bonnie and Clyde, Mississippi Burning, and he played Lex Luthor in Superman as well. Let's take a look. Chris Valrol. Number 1, Phil Collins. Number 2, Vanessa Redgrave. Vanessa Tumba Roja. Oh, wow. Vanessa Redgrave. And last but not least, Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman. And this is going to take us to our Say What soundbite. This is Gene Hackman in one of his best roles ever. He plays a coach of a basketball team, and the movie is called Hoosiers. Okay? It's a classic. I'm sure in Spanish it's Jugamos Todos al Balón. Hey, it's a basketball movie, and we looked at Speak Basketball, so I guess it's apropos. Me imagino que es appropriate. But this is Gene Hackman. Remember I said before, one of the greatest actors ever? Am I right here? Does anybody disagree? And here he says, leave the ball, George, when the ex-coach gets fired, and they bring him in. He says, deja el balón, George, que no lo vas a necesitar. Básicamente, telling him, I'm here, you're done. Then he goes, thank you. Then he says to the team, huddle up, hacer piña, huddle up. Let's see what kind of hand I've been dealt here. A ver qué cartas me han tocado, right? You deal, we looked at that word the other day. Hand, a hand of cards. Let's see what kind of hand I've been dealt here. 7 players. That's it. As we know, that's not many subs. All right, let's hear this awesome scene from the movie Hoosiers, starring birthday boy Gene Hackman.
Leave the ball, will you, George? Thank you. Huddle up. Let's see what kind of hand I've been dealt here. 7 players, that it?
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right. Amigos, wonderful job today. What can I say? Wow. Thank you so much for your energy, for your effort. Remember, if you haven't participated in Question of the Week, what are you waiting for? Are you going to do it at the buzzer? Don't waste any more time. Do it right after today's show. You've got a commercial break between this show and Jimena Holiday Show. Test your English. Chris tells us it's en español. Si queréis ver la película, peliculón, pero me tenéis que prometer que lo vais a ver en inglés. Hoosiers, más que ídolos. And it's a really, really great movie with a tremendous cast as well. And my amigos, today's song, well, I tried to give you some clues all throughout the show, but today we're going to take a look at Against All Odds. Take a look at me now. There's just an empty space. And he says something we looked at yesterday. He goes, just let you leave without a trace. Sin rastro. So that's awesome, guys. That vocabulary we've looked at recently is in this, and that the title of the song is an idiomatic expression. So, folks, sing it with me. You know you want to. And thank you so much for being here today and every day.
How can I just let you walk away? Just let you hear without a trace. When I stand here taking every breath with you. Oh,
you're the only one who
really knew me at all.
Sing it.
How can you just walk away from me when all I can do is watch you leave? You're the share the laughter and the pain, and even share the tears. You're the only one who really knew me.
Here we go, you guys.
So take a look at me now. There's just